Good morning. It's Friday. We have interesting weather patterns to talk about. Distinctly different weather systems. We've got this system coming in this weekend and early next week to California. Could drop as much as an inch of rain across the entire state. Some of the models. So we'll look at the models and we'll look at the forecast. Things will change, but it's definitely going to be a wet, cool system for this time of year. So that's system one, very different than system two. This is a system coming from the north, cooler, colder system. Like I always say, weather systems have personalities. This is cold personality. This is a dying hurricane, Priscilla. This is a warm personality and very volatile because, again, this moisture coming up from just north of the equator, right? So this is supreme subtropical moisture, and it's going to make it into Utah. So very far north. So it's going to bump into some cooler air. It's going to get some heating from beneath, and it's going to be very explosive and potentially extremely wet. I've seen numbers bouncing around on this one, though. It depends where it moves into. If it gets into the Utah area, towards the end of the weekend here, and intact, it's going to drop 6 inches of rain, maybe more. And of course, that's going to cause problems because they're not really set up for that's flash flooding kind of a pattern. So there's system number two. And then system number three is a nor'easter, right? Those are, they get them in October. That's about when you see them. But this is going to really impact the northeastern seaboard, the eastern seaboard, flights as well as we go into the weekend and early next week. So busy, busy, busy. This is the shot from Mount Tamalpais and in San Francisco. And you can see the fog trying to show up along the coast. One of these days, I keep threatening to talk about. It's amazing how much you saw that fog kind of forming on the headlands. That's just moisture, right? Because it's getting pushed. Let me see. I'll loop it again. Let's see if I can do it again here. I know. I'm like that teacher you had who thinks everything's a teaching moment. My kids give me a hard time too. They go, everything's not a teaching moment. But see that's moisture. You can't see it, but when it hits the headlands, it gets kind of funneled in and gets pressed up, and so. That's moisture. It condenses. Well, the redwood trees take advantage of that same idea, using the Marin headlands as a backdrop, but also their pine needles are shaped in such a way that they actually condense the moisture onto the needles, and it drips. So it's fog drip, and they get tens of feet of fog, not tens of feet, but in some cases, they get many gallons of water, tens of gallons of water a year from completely dry atmosphere, not dry atmosphere, but storm-free, right? Like in the summer, the fog. So that's why redwood trees, Muir woods, are so prolific and are so interesting. Okay, so today, Mill Valley is going to go 72 degrees. It was cooler this morning. Actually, it was a little warmer this morning. It'll be cooler tomorrow morning. So these are the overnight lows down Tijuana. It was 62. Oceanside 52. Long Beach 62. I'm going to back out. These numbers get super aggressive. Out towards the deserts. Look at that overnight low out towards. Oh my goodness, out towards Mexicali and Palm Desert in the 70s, low 60s. Yeah, I couldn't live in the desert. It's got to be chilly when I sleep. So we'll go up by Walker Lake, then you kind of see the numbers. You see the blues in the hills. These are the overnight lows. This is CNFRC. Let's go to Tahoe. Lake Tahoe was pretty warm this morning. They had been in the 20s, and you can see the numbers around the lake right here. This next system coming in is a cool system. Cold system. And so snow levels aren't going to be horribly low for this time of year. Well, they will be for this time of year, but they're not going to be they're not going to be like 4,000 feet. But snow levels are going to get down there. We'll see, but I think we could see 5,800 foot snow levels, which would hit pass level at Lake Tahoe, and they could see a foot of snow on some of the higher elevations. This is the forecast from the National Weather Service, and it's moving around. It is a moving target. Let's see if I can make it move again. Let's see if I can do that. But it didn't work out. That an inch and a half in Sacramento. This is through Wednesday night into Thursday of next week. But that's really awesome rainfall. And that's all the way down to Southern California. So a half inch of rain. So this, in my mind, I don't think officially it ends fire season, but if that happens, it's gonna in my mind, fire season done. I know that could be argued, but I would think you'd think the same thing, right? Because you're gonna have a hard time. Days are getting shorter, fuel moistures will be developed, soil moistures will be increased, so on and so forth. Lake Tahoe, this is Olympic Valley. They're gonna go 62 degrees today in Olympic Valley. And it's beautiful. And there'll be snow on those peaks. We'll check these as we go into the end of the weekend. Fleet Week this week in San Francisco in the Bay Area. And the federal government's out of it for most part. But it's still, there are a lot of things going on. Like there's going to be a parade of ships today in the next 10 minutes or so in San Francisco Bay. Parade of ships. And there's going to be just some ship tours and things like that. And I got a whole list of things. I don't know if I can find them. Air show, that's still happening. The snowbirds will be, the snowbirds will be performed 11:15 this morning on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Expo, concerts are still happening. So it's still a thing. So I know it sounded like it was done, but it's just pretty much the big marquee stuff, like the Blue Angels, not there. But the snowbirds are kind of awesome. I heard them practicing yesterday. Glassy conditions out on the bay. Winds are going to gradually pick up a little bit out of the southwest this afternoon, but not real windy. And again, San Francisco today, what are you going to go? 68 degrees. Nice day. Fleet Week, everybody. And this is UC Davis. Dad was in the second graduating class. He was one of the first veterinarians ever, right? Because in the United States. Second class out of Davis. This is the live camera shot. And I like this because it shows us the moisture coming in off the Pacific. This isn't subtropical moisture. This is weather coming from the next round of weather. There is a little subtropical moisture wrapped in here too. I shouldn't say that. Almost looks like you got a little bit of shower activity over here, but I think it's just the haze. And that's all looking towards the north, essentially north and a little bit east. Pasadena today, you're going to go 79 degrees. Air quality looks good. Air quality looks good in Pasadena. Let's see what else we got. A lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, and this is this is Walnut Grove. Walnut Grove is known for its historical Chinese district, which I've never been. And it was a stopover point during the gold rush. Because you got to remember, you're looking at Mount Diablo right here. But you can access this. This is part of the Delta, right? So it connects up to Sacramento. So this was a way station on the way to Sacramento, on the way to the gold fields. So it was a really busy. California was you kind of think of it as all, especially back in the gold rush. There was nobody here. By 1855, there were a lot of people here, and in many cases, more people like up in Grass Valley, more people up on the Feather River, more people. There were people. A lot of people, and they were condensed into these gold fields. But this was a way station, which was used. There was a lot of. Imagine the activity on the Delta between Sacramento and moving out into Carquinez Strait, out into San Francisco. That must have been hustling and bustling by the 1850s, right? So that's Walnut Grove. Walnut Grove today is going to go. What have we got them at? 80 degrees? No, 76 degrees. Okay, Walnut Grove, and then these are the forecast highs for today. So it's going to be an interesting weekend. Next week is the best opportunity for real rain. I'm going to load the models up. I always say this, but you can scrub these. In other words, you can take the bar down below if you don't want to hear about Walnut Grove, and you can scrub it and go, okay, I want to see the GFS. So you don't have to sit through it, because I kind of want to be utilitarian and useful to you, and not, I'm pretty self-indulgent too, quite frankly. But yeah, okay. So what we got? Okay, these are the forecast highs for today. Nice. Now watch what happens tomorrow. Cooler by 10 degrees. Sacramento on Saturday is going to be in the mid-60s, as opposed to the mid-70s today. So kind of cool. Look at this. Look at the temperatures up in here. So even in the desert Southwest. So we are headed for a cooling pattern. This is the reason. So if you're smart, you scrubbed to this point. When I say scrub, I mean scrub, right? Like just push the YouTube video forward. Here is the low. Here we are. And as long as that thing stays engaged, and watch what happens. This is what's happening this weekend, which is kind of a non-event. maybe a few snow flurries up around Mount Shasta. But then watch what happens here. This bad boy comes off the Canadian plate, pulls moisture off the Pacific, and is perfectly, and look at it. The dynamics. Remember we talked about the right front quadrant? Look at that. Opened up. Right front quadrant. Southern California, it looks like they're going to get more rain in Santa Barbara than we are, if that's where that positioning is. But this system, so that takes us all the way through Wednesday, and then it just clears the area by Thursday morning. So that thing right there, this is from now. Well, let me go now. Where's now? This is now, and this is to next week. So it's game on, man. It's game on. Now, in terms of storminess, it'll be interesting to see. In terms of unsettledness, yes, it's game on, and it's kind of the beginning of a pretty, fairly progressive pattern. This is sea level pressure, right? The thicknesses, those are the dashed lines. Dark lines are isobars, represent wind when they get close together. And here comes this first system on this afternoon. See, right? What do you do with that, right? This afternoon. And then tomorrow morning, cooler though. See the dashed lines? Remember I showed you the cooler temperatures tomorrow in Sacramento, 10 degrees cooler. See these dashed lines? Watching it back it up. See how they're coming in? They're dropping. That's lower temperatures being moved into the area by Saturday afternoon. A lot of wind down around Whitney and Mammoth. That'll be interesting. But you see the showers didn't really develop much. A little bit out here. Didn't really develop much. And then you get into Sunday morning. Sunday looks like the nicest day on the weekend. That's breezy. See that? That's not horrible wind, but it's breezy. And then here comes the system, the headliner. This is 12Z. This is Monday morning. This is Monday afternoon. Look at that low just coming in. And look at that light up here, right there. So that's Monday afternoon. That's Tuesday morning. So Monday night into Tuesday looks wet. And then you see it favors Southern California, that right front quadrant right there. So we'll see how that goes. And then we move past it, and then we get a break until October 20th. So, this is HRRR. And this will just take us out so far because it's super granular, but rapid update. And let's see what happens today. Here we are this afternoon. Right? See that in Marin County maybe? Maybe? And then you guys down in Southern California, down here, right? You see you're on the edge. That's that moisture coming up from Priscilla. And then Saturday morning. And then, so this model doesn't go as far out as the Monday system. But you see the unsettledness. Okay. And then this is going to show all three systems. This is our system here. This is Priscilla, which is our system too. And then this is the nor'easter. And this is going to show us the momentum. This is Saturday morning, tomorrow morning. Okay, you see where Priscilla is, right? That's not good. This is developing. And then all that moisture streaming into the desert southwest. Our system moving in. Remember, Sunday's our nicest day, so this is Sunday. And you go, what are you looking at the time? This is up here, you guys. So Sunday, October 12th. This is 6Z. 12Z is about 5 in the morning. So it's Zulu time. So this is basically Saturday evening. And then this is Sunday morning, 12Z Sunday. I would just go 12Z to 0Z. 12Z is, just call it 5 a.m. and call 0Z 5 p.m. Or 0Z 5 p.m. And I just confused you. But just look at the date, Sunday. And then this is this is that system right there. So that's for us. So you see all this moisture. I mean, I should really only be trying to keep track of one thing. So this guy here, that's your Monday afternoon into Tuesday. Very awesome. And then I think I got a rainfall. Okay. And then this will show you rainfall accumulations. This is just cumulative. So this is through Saturday morning. Okay, get your eyeballs on that. So 1/4 inch up around Point Arena, but nothing really for Marin. This is tomorrow morning. Most of it stays north. This is Sunday morning. Sunday's not bad. Sunday afternoon. See 0Z, or Monday afternoon, pardon me. 0Z on Tuesday, so it's Monday afternoon. So not much goes on. That's all the way through this weekend. So that's the rain footprint. We got 3 inches of rain out in, in Utah area. And then this is where we get into, watch this. This is through Tuesday afternoon. Look at that. Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Right? I mean, that's some, so this event, let's just back it up to Wednesday. This is what it looks like. That would be the rainfall footprint as of now. So we're talking significant rain for Southern California and not insignificant rain for Northern California. That's a lot. I probably should have just stayed with the one system, but there's a lot going on, and you can see why. You can see the flood warnings here. We'll see winter storm warnings in the mountains by Monday, Tuesday. We have wind advisories and gale warnings offshore. They have flood concerns up here for the nor'easter and gale warnings, and then there's winter storm warnings up here. And those blues, I don't know if we'll see a winter storm warning. We could see a winter storm warning around Mammoth on Tuesday, which would be unique. Okay, so we'll see what happens. It's Friday, and we know today's fine, tomorrow's fine. Sunday's not too bad. I mean, it's all everything's north of Santa Rosa until we get to that Monday period, Tuesday and into Wednesday. These are the highs for today. And we can put the jet stream in. You can just use the colors, right? Are we troughing yet? Yeah, I guess we're troughing. Sort of like this. Something like that. Jet stream, horrible jet stream. And then what we got here, these are the 6 to 10 day temperature outlooks. Oops, I want that. 6 to 10 day below average. You can draw the jet stream in on that too if you wanted to. And then you can go rainfall, above average rainfall, 6 to 10 days. That starts on the 15th. Oh. I don't know about you, but that's pretty encouraging. The model stuff that we just looked at, that's pretty encouraging. Let's see if I can load this bad boy up. We'll go 1 day, magnitude 5s, and there they are. 5, anything above a 5. So they pop up right here. So these are 5.0s, 6s. Nothing really much going on in North America. There is, but not over 5. This is the micro quakes around. I think this is all quakes. And again, Alaska and California take the honors for just lots of mini micro quakes, like lots, like many. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's constantly moving. You can see it on the various faults too. So this would be the San Andreas fault. And then this would be, I can't tell which that fault is, but you can see all the microquakes. And if we look at 2.5 and above, not too bad. One up in Carson City. That was a 2.5. And then another one in east of Coso Junction, California. So there you go. So these are all the bigger quakes. Bigger than a 2. 30 days magnitude. Let's go magnitude 4.5, 30 days. Huh. All right, that's the last month, though. Those are big quakes. Here is the surfline.com swell forecast. And we could just see, I think the thing to notice here will be this nor'easter here. This is East Coast. So they're going to get all fired up. That produces swell. So you can see, you can track the nor'easter based on the swell propagation. And wow, that thing gets going. That looks like the perfect storm right there. This, by the way, if you ever saw that movie, The Perfect Storm, that was based on a nor'easter about this, I think it was about this time of year. that movie, which was very popular, but they explode. The nor'easters are very explosive. So I'm not sure what's going on exactly. But a lot of swell in the Atlantic. Holy smokes. Huh. And then the Pacific, just doing what we do, which are we throwing up some pretty good swell by October 20th. Live camera shot. Ocean Beach today, big high tides. Really big high tides. Let's see. I was going to go. It's 3.6 now. It's going up to almost 7 feet. So when I get in at 2 o'clock, that means the water is going to be moving, going to go from 7 feet down to about 2 feet. So it's going to be a 5-foot water change, which is coming, which if you think about it, all that water is coming out of the Golden Gate Bridge and runs down shore, down the beach. So you're constantly paddling this way, or you get drugged down to Fort Mason. A lot of guys out. That's probably smart. I probably should have gone this morning because it is going to, at least the tide's not fat yet. But when it gets up to 6-7 foot, that's, it's really high. It's hard. You're on the inside sandbars. This is Halama, and you see the fog offshore. God, I'm definitely rambly today. A little bit rambly. What was I thinking? I wanted to say something. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was got a live camera I wanted to show you. So that's Halama. This is, where'd we go? Nice bill. This is, where is this? Doheny. It's hard to, Doheny, which is kind of right by Dana Point. And I was going to say, if you're ever looking for a place to go surf where you feel like, if you're just kind of learning or something, Doheny's a really good spot. It's a really good spot. Just really mellow. I'm just looking at some of the cameras here. Okay, did that. This is, I think this is Goose Lake. God, I'm just getting my buns kicked. Let's see. I think maybe Fall River too. I think it's Fall River. Yeah, Fall River Mills. So this is Fall River, which is one of the prettiest places you've ever been. And if you've never been, go check it out. It's pretty beautiful. Here's an hour loop on it. Kind of you're looking sort of out towards kind of Mount Lassen and Mount Shasta, and you're seeing the moisture come in. That's the kind of the high desert of California. Fall River. Let's see. All right. And then I think I got us. I think we're at Goose Lake here. Which I've never been to Goose Lake, which I'm ashamed to say. You're basically almost into Nevada at this point. And this is Goose Lake looking kind of towards the west. Isn't that beautiful? I know, it looks like Idaho. It looks like Montana. It's California. Goose Lake's interesting. It's started by Alturas. It's an indoor hike basin. Indoor hike. I'm sure I said that wrong. And it's a basin, which means that Goose Lake, it doesn't drain out. Water just comes in. It will drain out. It's a closed system, but it will drain out if they get a bunch of rain. And their claim to fame out there in Goose Lake is they've got this Goose Lake red band trout, right? That are sort of landlocked, that don't really migrate or anything. They're just kind of trapped in this endorheic. Is that how you say it? Endorheic environment. This is Lawrence Hall of Science. This is above Berkeley, my old building. Let's see if I can find it. There's campus here. I'm just trying to find the north side. Anyway, I had a view like this from McCombs, which was was a geology building at Berkeley. And we had a deck. It was awesome that looked out on this view. So there's the Golden Gate Bridge, live camera shot, parade of ships going on today. This is a live picture. I don't see the parade of ships, but I do see the glassiness out on the bay and the lack of wind. Beautiful day. San Francisco today, you're going to go 68 degrees, and then Venice Beach today is going to go 75 degrees. We covered it. We did a lot. I think the pattern is, the most helpful model right here for planning your weekend is this. This is the rainfall accumulation. So I'm going to go through the weekend. Here's Saturday, tomorrow morning. That's where the rain is, okay? Southern California too. And then we're going to go through Sunday morning, right? Okay, so where are you, man? If you're, if you're north of Healdsburg, north of Jenner, you're going to get a little bit wet. And then it really gets going here around Monday afternoon, right there. And then this takes us all the way through Wednesday. So that's sort of the footprint. And look at Southern California. That's through Thursday morning. Okay? All right, there you go. I will see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for bearing with. I may mean I won't see you tomorrow. I haven't really planned that far out ahead. I got stuff I got to do. Okay, good talking to you. I'll see you back here soon.